What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here. I am back with another video. Today we're going to be doing another Toronto Maple Leafs game review. The Toronto Maple Leafs won 6-5 against the Dallas Stars. We're going to get right into this review. I wanted to bring back the game reviews. People were asking for it, and I think that I enjoyed doing it, and a lot of interaction happened. A lot of Leaf fans, a lot of hockey fans in general, just wanting to know how the Leafs did or how other favorite teams did against the Toronto Maple Leafs. So we're going to get into it now. I always start off with the goaltenders. Now, we all know Frederik Andersen left a little early in this game, so we'll get to that. But before he left, let's go to Kari Lehtonen first from Dallas. He had 31 shots against, 5 goals against, and had 26 saves. Freddie Andersen, before he left, had 20 shots against, 3 goals against for 17 saves, and Curtis McElhinney had 15 shots against with 13 saves. And again, like I said, we'll get right to that once the time comes. I go through the timeline through the game with the notes on my phone. So the Leafs started off the best way they possibly could. Dallas is a team that's fighting to try to get into the playoffs, to stay in the spot. Are they currently in the spot? I can't remember. But Dallas is fighting to be in the playoffs like every team who's on the bubble is right now. They want to either stay in their position or get in. So Dallas was fighting, but 4 minutes and 28 seconds in, Nazem Kadri scored as Lehtonen went to play the puck, and I know how he feels. I said it right after it went in. He just held his stick differently. This has happened to me, but luckily their player was far away from me. I literally can remember this like it was yesterday because I had multiple heart attacks even when the game was over. I had flashbacks. But as a goalie, when the puck is rolling like that, if you hold your stick out and the blade kind of curves towards the net like his did, it kind of pops out. But if you can kind of get over top of it and stop it first, that's how you're supposed to do it. And I learned that from a goalie coach. In this case, Lehtonen wasn't sure whether or not he was going to deflect it or make a pass, but he didn't stop it. He should have either stopped it and shoved it or stopped it and covered it, because Kadri was coming in hot after him. But nonetheless, Kadri scored his 27th of the year. Then literally like 20 seconds later, James Van Riemsdyk scored his 27th of the year. He had a big night. He just popped one in there out front, and it was 2-0. But then the Leafs fell asleep, and this is what happens. The Leafs give up way too many chances. I was fully ready after seeing the way that they were playing in the first and second to be like, God, this game is over, because the Leafs do this. They fall asleep after getting a quick lead sometimes because they figure, oh, well, we're so far ahead, it doesn't matter. Freddie had to make some big saves even before those shots that we scored went in, before the Kadri and Van Riemsdyk goal. But anyways, Jamie Benn would score his 25th of the season. Ron Hainsey, I love using this one for Polak, but he was like when your controller dies and it says controller disconnected. That was Ron Hainsey on this play. He just completely gave up. Wasn't sure how to play the game of hockey at this point. Pass went out front. Ben popped it in. Can't have that happen. Then a shot would come from the point. I can't remember. Patterson. What a bullet that guy has. Shot it, but Faxa deflected it off his skate, I believe it was, and he scored his 14th of the season. It was a 2-2 game. The Leafs were really flat. Going into the second period, it was the same thing. But I need to bring this up right now because I don't want to get into a huge rant, because people always say I'm biased towards whatever, the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're my favorite team, but let me tell you something. First of all, if you didn't watch this game, if there's a way for you to go back and watch it, do so. Probably in the second period, about halfway through it, there was a couple missed calls, and then in the third period and overtime there was a couple missed calls. But the referees were really one-sided tonight. Obviously didn't cost the Leafs the game, but there was a couple instances where I was just like, how is there no penalties? But that is not the reason why the Leafs played like crap. They put that on themselves. But the referees were terrible tonight. Just throwing that out there. Missed cross-check on Marleau. I think Nylander basically got picked up out of midair in the third period when he didn't even have the puck, and he was skating towards it, no interference call. And then Lehtonen punching the crap out of Komarov for no reason. He better look out next game, keep his head up, he's getting snowed. That's how it works. Anyways, second period, the Leafs were flat. Dallas outplayed them in the first and in the second, in my opinion. Seguin would score his 37th of the year. Jake Gardiner didn't make the best play. I believe that was the Seguin goal. And then Remy Eli, can't pronounce him, never heard of him, to be honest with you, I'm not going to lie. He scored his 6th of the year to make it 4-2, and I was like, God, please, Leafs, pick it up. The third period, they played much better at the beginning of the period. James Van Riemsdyk would score his 28th and then his 29th to get a hat trick. Awesome for Van Riemsdyk, a natural hat trick for him. Well, Dallas scored in between, but whatever. Getting a hat trick, he's going to get paid. I seen a tweet. I want to remember who it was that tweeted it. I can't remember. I could see his face because I can just remember his tweets. But he said Van Riemsdyk's going to get paid. I can't remember the guy's Twitter. Anyways, we needed these goals, and to tie the game, it was great. But then Connor Carrick coughs up the puck. Richie would score his 6th of the year. And, oh, I almost completely forgot to mention, midway through the second period, I can't remember when the collision happened, but Roman Polak, it looks like he shoved Radulov into Freddie. Radulov didn't really have anything to do at this point. He just had to fall, hit Freddie. I'm guessing that's where the upper body injury came from. But McElhaney came in and did a really good job for the Toronto Maple Leafs. We'll have to get more updates on Freddie, but it does look like an upper body injury. So for all the Leaf fans looking, if they didn't see it on Twitter, if you didn't hear it, Freddie is injured. We're not sure how long it will be. Hopefully it's only a couple games. If anything, if it is a little bit more serious, rest him right into the playoffs. I guess that's the best case scenario. He would get a rest, maybe get him in 2 games before the playoffs, but make sure he's good first, just like with Matthews. Make sure he's good first. Honestly, I would keep shutting Matthews down until he's like 150%. I wouldn't even play him at this point. We're not going to catch Boston or Tampa, so why not just let them rest? Anyways, getting back to the game, again, Richie would make it 5-4 after a bad play from Connor Carrick, who probably won't see the light of day once Zaitsev comes back because he's sick. He just hasn't looked good, and I like Carrick, but he has not been good. Then with 12 seconds left, a shot from the point from, I believe, Mitch Marner. Patrick Marleau would tip it in. I think it was like 12 seconds left. I thought JVR might have had his 4th, but Marleau scored to tie the game. It went into overtime where the Leafs would take a penalty because, okay, this is a message to the Gardiner haters. Again, also, I'm making a video called Defending Jake Gardiner. So all the Gardiner haters out there, you're going to get a video dedicated to you. But in this case scenario, Gardiner was trying to go up the boards to get the puck out of the zone and maybe even create an offensive chance. Mitch Marner, instead of hanging back a little bit to cover Jake Gardiner, did not cover that spot for Jake Gardiner. He moved up and tried to go with the puck. When there was still a Dallas guy right there. Then they drew the penalty because of the fact that the switch didn't happen. That is not on Jake Gardiner. I seen like 30 tweets in a row saying that Jake Gardiner was the cause of that. That was on Mitch Marner. I am a fan of Mitch. I'm a fan of the Toronto Maple Leafs, but please stop blaming Gardiner for everything. If my camera dies in 2 minutes, you guys would probably blame Jake Gardiner too. It wasn't on him. Anyways, we go to the shootout because nothing happened in overtime as McElhaney was very good again. Tyler Bozak would score the lone goal. He has that move where he stops up and shoots it. Pretty much top corner every time, which is pretty unreal. Van Riemsdyk had Lettinen beat as well, but he hit the post. But the Leafs win nonetheless, 6-5. Referees weren't that great. Dallas played pretty good tonight. The Leafs found a way to battle. Hopefully Anderson will get better soon, and Connor Carrick is probably not going to play for the rest of the season unless there's an injury. So let me know what you guys think about these reviews. I'm bringing it back. If you guys want me to review other games, just let me know ahead of time because I need to kind of plan out when I can watch games and stuff like that. It's been difficult. When I watch other teams, it's usually after I'm done editing these videos or obviously when I have a little bit of free time, and it's usually a later game. But I gotta go watch some basketball right now. I love watching late night basketball as well. Probably catch some of the Oilers game because it's already into the second period. By the time you're watching this, those games might be over. But let me know what you guys think. Subscribe if you're new. Love to have more hockey conversation with you. I'll see you in the next video or stream. Forgot to say that. Peace.